had been going down a lot since a peak in the mid-1990s. The recent spike has a lot of police agencies scrambling for a solution. If you live in a big city or near one, chances are you're pretty close to a danger hotspot. And even
You
if you know
think?
which parts of town to stay away from, the crowd can sneak up on you at any time.
Thing is, I live in a dangerous part of
Today,
town.
we're
I
going
live
to
in the
discuss
ghetto.
dangerous
You know
places
what though?
every single
I really
state.
don't give a care.
Some of these are going to be no surprise
My
to
uncle
you.
says I live in the ghetto.
They're
Even my
major
teacher says I live in the
subjects
ghetto.
of crime
Both of
plus
them are right. I
others.
don't give a care.
Some will be surprising.
Thing is
But
though, it's not Chicago
certainly
or
not
Detroit.
heard of before. But if you live in one of these danger zones, you're going to be able to identify. Because no matter how much you want to skew the numbers or say where you live is great, you can't argue with statistics. And some of these statistics are outright alarming. Well, we have a lot of ground to cover, so we should probably...
Oh, you got a play button. That's
Right,
cool.
we have to go to every single state. Plus, we don't want to stay in one place too long, because then we're going to be a target for all the criminals. Here are the most dangerous cities in every single state.
Okay, you see where you go.
We're going to begin in Alabama. It's a dangerous state as a whole, but here in
Okay,
Fairfield,
this is
things
done
are
a few
really
months ago.
bad. Look at the place. Doesn't look very inviting, does it?
Looks like
It's a
Galeen.
suburb of Birmingham, which is itself a super dangerous place in many areas. In Fairfield, you have a 1 in 47 chance of being the victim of a violent crime. That means an attack, murder, or rape. And you have a 1 in 12 chance of being robbed at some point, likely a home robbery, a car theft, or other type of property theft. Combined, these are the highest rates in the state of Alabama. Now that's the basis for how we're going to judge each and every city in every state. We're measuring the total number of all crimes and measuring them against each city's population. Because while you might have a bunch of really bad
Almost like
crimes
Detroit, I
in a
hope.
place like Birmingham,
If it's not
big
Detroit,
place,
then I don't know what it'll be
the
then.
crimes don't stand out as much as they do in smaller places like Fairfield. Here's another example of how a small town can really...
You know what, Alaska?
We're in Kenai, a little coastal town
Are you
with
working
great
the?
fishing.
Yeah, I'm working those a
It's
little bit.
not too far away from Anchorage geographically, but it's Alaska, so getting anywhere takes forever. There were 2 murders out here in this little Gulf community, and 500 or so thefts. This place has seen a noticeable uptick in such crimes over the past few years. Stuff like vehicle thefts, vandalism, trespassing, and larceny. That's a fancy word for saying somebody stole something from you. Here in Arizona, we have Glow, which is way out in the middle of nowhere up against a Native American reservation. Here, there weren't any murders, thank God, but 1 in 14 people had something stolen from them, and 1 in 50 people
Almost
were
like
physically assaulted. 1
Michigan.
in 50 people.
If they say
And
anywhere around here,
that's
Michigan, I'll be surprised. And anywhere on our
25%
side,
year
the
over
state.
year. One article in the Arizona Silver Belt, that's a newspaper, said local officials were concerned about Globe's reputation for crime. The paper said they'd sit down with local officials to highlight what's being done to fix things here. They never did a follow-up article. Little Rock is not a good place, sadly.
It's the capital.
This is the biggest city we've visited so far. It also happens to be Arkansas's capital.
Yep.
There were 38 murders and more than 200 rapes in Arkansas's capital last year, which is just off the charts. Last year saw a big jump in crime too. Little Rock is on pace for spikes in crime it hasn't seen in 10 years. In just 1 month last year, Little Rock saw 5 murders, which tied for the highest number of murders ever. The police say the violent spike here was partially because folks were cooped up inside because of COVID. Being kept inside with everybody made people stir crazy. Now you might think big cities in South LA
California.
or San Bernardino might be the most dangerous places in the state.
Emerville.
But statistically, it's little Emeryville, a small little city next door to Oakland. Actually, Emeryville is the most dangerous city in the country, statistically. Of all cities we're going to talk about in this video, Emeryville is the worst.
Wow.
1 in 5 people
Big
here
decision.
had something stolen from them, which is just crazy. 1 in every 5 people.
There's some
And
money.
while thankfully there weren't any murders here
From
last year,
Arkansas make
people
money.
have a 1 in 75
Like,
chance
I don't
of
steal
being
money. I still, when I still ideas from
Emeryville
people.
crime rates are 805% higher than the national average.
Schools suck.
105% people.
Well, it's not that
So you
bad.
wouldn't want to live here. Now, Glendale, Colorado is actually
I'll
the
say-
second most dangerous city in the country.
I'll say
when you
Michigan.
measure crimes per capita. Here, 1 in 6 people were robbed last year.
If it's in
and
this
1 in
county
1,000
or anywhere
children.
in any of the surrounding counties, I'll be
Glendale's a
surprised.
rural area in the southeastern part of the Denver metro area.
Indiana,
where,
yeah, Indiana could be,
where
yeah.
crimes are going on all hours of the day. This chart tracks crimes.
Yeah, I think even they do Indiana to be Southbend or Elkhart,
Theft, other,
which
other.
I don't mind that.
I mean,
Or is that
all
Southbend or
of this
Indiana?
went
If it's
on
not, if it's not Southbend or Elkhart, I'll be surprised.
What the hell? Everybody knows New Haven's a terrible, dangerous
The
place.
capital.
There were well over 2,000 violent crimes here last year, and 5,000 people got robbed. Also, more than 700 cars
Ooh.
were stolen here.
I'm gonna start working on that real
Cars
soon.
every single day.
I'm gonna start doing
And
some more
that's
work
an
video.
11% decrease
I got
from
some
the year
work videos to
before.
do later.
Because, you know,
Gotta do later on.
it's a lot harder to
You
steal
know?
cars when people are home a lot more. Seems like things might be improving here in New Haven. Violent crimes were down, although gunshot reports were up a bit. Apparently, releasing prisoners because of COVID has meant more criminals are on the streets. But New Haven folks say releasing the right type of people is a good thing. Like getting young people out of prison and back in schools has helped. Stay in school,
Good.
kids. Teeny little Laurel has a big bite. It's
Laurel,
way up in
Delaware?
nowhere, way down by Maryland's eastern shore. Somebody got robbed here just about every single day last year. There's not a lot to do down here, so people turn to property crimes and drugs to stay occupied. Of course, Wilmington and Newcastle are also notorious hotspots.
Gotta
for
do
crime,
that.
but the rate of crime in
Oh,
those cities
okay. I got a couple
is
videos here I should do.
crime rate in teeny little Laurel. Now just south of Homestead and practically in the Everglades
Miami.
is little Florida City,
Oh.
which is the 10th most dangerous city in the whole country, and the most
There goes the plow truck.
for violent crimes in the whole country. 1 in 38 people here in Florida City is a victim of violence last year.
Come on, come on, come on.
And